going on?
Texas weather chaos, torrential floods, violent storms, and record-breaking hail wreak havoc across the state. Texas has long been known for its unpredictable weather, but the first week of May 2025 has brought a relentless series of natural assaults that have left communities from the Panhandle to the Gulf Coast reeling. In a matter of days, the Lone Star State has been battered by unprecedented flooding, severe thunderstorms, and a hailstorm of historic proportions, sparking widespread disruption, destruction, and deepening concern about climate volatility. The month began under ominous skies as a slow-moving weather system stalled over central and eastern Texas, dumping record-setting rainfall over a 5-day span. The National Weather Service, NWS, reported accumulations exceeding 114 inches in some areas, particularly in and around Austin, Waco, and the Hill Country. Rivers quickly swelled past their banks, and creeks became torrents, sweeping away roads, vehicles, and in some cases homes. In Austin, the Colorado River surged, prompting evacuations in the city's lower-lying neighborhoods. Emergency crews conducted over 200 water rescues in Travis and Hayes counties alone. This was worse than anything we've seen in recent years, even more than the Memorial Day floods back in 2015, said Austin Fire Chief Jennifer Morales. The ground was already saturated from April storms, and it had nowhere to go. In Houston, which has become all too familiar with flooding disasters, bayous once again overflowed, submerging neighborhoods that had just begun to rebuild after previous events. Mayor Sylvester Turner declared a local disaster and urged residents to avoid unnecessary travel. We are seeing rainfall intensities that would have once been considered freak events. Now they're becoming the norm, he said. Tornadoes carve paths of destruction. While the floods dominated headlines early in the week, Texas was not spared the full wrath of spring weather. On May 6, a powerful squall line moved through North Texas, spawning multiple tornadoes, including a confirmed EF3 twister that tore through the outskirts of Denton. Winds upwards of 140 miles over flattened homes, downed trees, and tossed cars like toys. Drone footage showed entire subdivisions leveled. Miraculously, only minor injuries were reported, thanks in large part to early warnings and the rapid mobilization of emergency services. We had about 10 men's warnings, said resident Marcus Hale, who huddled with his family in their storm shelter. It sounded like a freight train tearing through our neighborhood. Another tornado, classified EF2, hit near Temple, causing extensive damage to schools and shopping centers. Classes were canceled in multiple districts as crews worked to restore power and clear debris. Hailstorm of unprecedented scale. But it was the May 7 hailstorm that truly stunned meteorologists and residents alike. As the supercell system moved through central Texas, it dropped hailstones as large as grapefruits, some measuring over 4.5 inches in diameter. The hardest hit areas included New Braunfels, San Marcos, and parts of San Antonio. Cars were pummeled into scrap metal with windshields shattered and roofs dented beyond recognition. Greenhouses were destroyed, crops shredded, and roofs of homes left in tatters. State Farm Insurance reported over 20,000 claims filed within 48 hours, the majority for auto and property damage. "It looked like the sky was falling," said Blanca Rivera, a resident of San Marcos, whose backyard was blanketed in hailstones that resembled bowling balls. "You couldn't even hear yourself think. It was just deafening, like thousands of rocks smashing down all at once." The Texas Department of Insurance has already projected insured losses to exceed $1.3 billion, making it one of the costliest hail events in Texas history. Infrastructure under strain. The succession of disasters has placed immense strain on the state's infrastructure. Power outages affected over 600,000 homes at the peak of the storms. Several substations in the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex were damaged by wind and hail, causing cascading failures in surrounding grid. Roads and bridges suffered from erosion and collapse in flood-impacted areas, prompting the Texas Department of Transportation (TxDOT) to close dozens of major thoroughfares for inspection and repair. Train services were halted in central Texas due to washed-out tracks, and air travel faced massive delays at DFW International Airport and San Antonio International. A stark reminder of climate extremes, the events of May 2025 are reigniting conversations about climate resilience and preparedness in Texas, a state that experiences a unique intersection of weather extremes, from blistering droughts to sudden flooding. Climatologists point to rising atmospheric temperatures and higher moisture content as key contributors to the intensity of these storms. "These are not isolated anomalies," warned Dr. Elena Paredes, a climate scientist at Texas A&M University. "We are witnessing the amplification of typical weather patterns. When you have more heat and more moisture in the air, you get more powerful storms, more rain, bigger hail, faster tornado development." Lawmakers are already facing pressure to accelerate investments in storm